Hey, welcome back to Musings of Mavri. I'm your host Mavri, and right now we're going to be watching Dororo episode 13. So, finally caught up to the current episode with this one. Unfortunately, the next one will be delayed as well, episode 14, since I am having to fly overseas to Hong Kong on business again. So, a bit sad, but at least we're getting there, right? We're getting there. So anyways, last episode marked the end of the first cour of Dororo, and with this one we open a second cour. It's actually a pretty good place to set it as the midway point, right? We finally get the big confrontation between Hyakimaru and his family, and now, well, we don't know what he's going to do now, right? The dynamic have changed. Well, what his mom apparently has died, question mark, and his father and his brother know of his existence and are going to actively try to hunt him down, all for the sake of the country. So yeah, that's interesting development so far. Let's just see how it's going to go. And I also do know that this second cour also marks a new opening and ending song, so we'll hopefully get to see that as well. So without further ado, let's just get into the episode right now. So let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Alrighty. Mm-hmm. And we still have that entire mystery with the Goddess of Mercy as well. Like, what exactly did his mom do in the end? Because he didn't beat it? Yeah, what is Hyakimaru going to do? Oh, and here we go, the new opening. I will be watching this for the first time, but let me mute the audio. I remember it was Asian Kung Fu Generation that sang this. Ew. Alright. Alright. Looks like a lot of other antagonists. And Tahamaru definitely looks a little bit evil there. Oh, is this song just called Dororo? Alright. Nice correlation between the lyrics and the visuals. Alright. The blanked-faced Buddha. Yeah, I don't think he really cares right now. Now, is that true or is that false? Oh, she hasn't died? Alright. So maybe that really was sacrificing her blood to the demons or whatnot? And so Tahamaru has actually been blinded. Oh? I think you're about to die. Ooh. Holy shit! Only the face? What in the world? Okay. Just to remind us again how brutal a series Dororo is. Okay. So I'm judging from this, we're also kind of going back to the Monster of the Week format. Uh, at least until Tekimaru can get his bearings again. Oh yeah. uh, you should. Mm, hmm? You should know a little bit better than that, right? Or is that actually sort the face of his mother? Oh. Okaka. What are the odds? So is it because she didn't actually kill anyone with her own hands that Yakimaru can't see? How's it actually possible, though? If you're carving into stone, you get one chance, and that's it. And that hair is quite a spectacle to behold. All the way down to her knees. Aww. Hug you? Sleep on your... Okay, that's kind of funny. Okachan? Okaka... And now there you go. So it was drugged. The carver was you? Oh. Okay. I'm thinking maybe Yakimaru knows? Hmm. Ooh. Okay. Wonder how long he's gonna sleep though. Oh, just like that? Wow. What's your big plan, though? Oh, so now? Wait, what? So why does the bloodlust sometimes show up and sometimes... If that was her intention all along... I see lots of corpses there. Yep. And I guess they all turned into vengeful spirits as well. Dang. Man, that... If you think about it, that part of the waterfall must be super creepy. I mean, think about it. Dive into the water. And there's all these faceless corpses. Under there? Hmm. What? Use your own face? Is she going to be slayed? Wait, just like that? And just like that? Alright. No, so she was I thought her face was gonna be sliced off. And that would be like a poetic end or something. Change back. Hmm. I also wonder why that monster didn't change into Hyakimaru's mom. Does that mean Hyakimaru doesn't actually think of her as his mom? Oh. Yeah. Aww. Let me guess, there actually is going to be? Does this count as the fan service episode? Yuamaru? Oh. Good question. Oh? Oh? Dororo can't see, right? Or is that thing actually... Huh. So there's actually something special about Dororo as well? Hmm. And this is the new ending. So again, I'm gonna mute it and watch through it once to see if there's, I guess, anything. Yeah, it's just a bunch of abstract images. Eve, eh? Night. Pretty topical lyrics. Alright. Alrighty, so that was episode 13. A bit of a transitionary episode, if I say so myself. It wasn't really all that interesting, to be honest, but I guess there were a few things that we can talk about. Oh, but before we go into that first, actually, something that I caught myself was, during the episode, I was kind of curious as to why, the I guess Carver couldn't change her face into Dororo's mom, and I was wondering, does that mean that Dororo doesn't recognize his mother, doesn't actually feel that his mom is his mom? But then it dawned on me that actually Hyakkimaru can't see yet, right? I keep on thinking that he can see already, but he can't. So really, from birth, he has never seen his own mom's face. So of course, there's no way for him to know how she looks like, and there's no way for the Carver to gain this information and change into his mom. So yeah, that was that. So that's why only the voice changed. Beyond that, I guess let's talk a little bit about the monster first. The Buddha, right? So the Buddha is actually a reference to the Buddha called Fudo Myoo. It's one of the deities, many deities within Buddhism. And, well, Buddha Myoo is the Japanese word for it. I believe the original pronunciation is Acharanata? Something like that. I'm not really familiar with Buddhism, so I can't really talk about much there. I haven't heard anything specific in this kind of reference where the Fudo Myoo is faceless, right? I don't think there's any specific folklore or legend that I've seen that does this. In all accounts, this Buddha is supposed to have a very fierce expression, right? He always looks like he's angry, because he's one of like the guardians or protectors of the faith or something like that. But he does hold that giant sword. That part is accurate to the actual Buddha. Also, another thing, I guess, a little bit of trivia is that the Japanese really do believe, or they like to think of the Fudo Myoo as a protector of onsens, of hot springs. So it would kind of, make sense in this episode where Dororo and Hyakkimaru were traveling to a hot spring, and so that's why on the way they met this deity, this Buddha. So I guess just a quick trivia there. As for the actual episode, I guess mainly this episode accomplished two things, right? One is that it allowed us to know what exactly Hyakkimaru is thinking now that he has consolidated all these events. So we know that actually he basically says, screw you, and I don't care about your ideals or bigger picture or for the greater good. I want my body back, right? So he's going around continuing to kill and slay monsters and demons in order to get his body back. Is he going to exact revenge or something? Not quite sure yet, but at least we know that that's what he is trying to do, right? And then I guess the second part would be the big reveal of Dororo's back. I'm assuming that is an important plot point or something, otherwise they wouldn't show that there. So Dororo is in some way special, and maybe we can finally see why Dororo is the titular character for this anime, and not Hyakkimaru or whatever. I tried to freeze I actually don't think it's a map. It looks more like a drawing of something to me, but I wasn't really able to make out what was on the back there. So I guess we'll just have to wait until the next episode. And I guess another thing that probably maybe this episode is trying to tell us, although this one requires a bit more of a liberal interpretation, is that Hyakkimaru actually does really love his mom and craves for motherly love, right? And we can infer this by thinking of how Hyakkimaru was originally kind of cold and withdrawn towards Dororo, but then after seeing the events that transpired, seeing that Dororo was basically, even though he knew that this other Carver dude was a monster or whatnot, that wasn't his real mom, but still, because of his desire for Dororo's desire for motherly love. A lot of things happen within this episode, right? And so I guess Hyakkimaru in a way feels sympathy for him, and maybe even empathy for him, so thinking of his own mom as well. At least I think that's what we can kind of sort of infer from this episode. I don't think that it's not necessarily true, it's just an interpretation, but I would say that it would work, right? Of Hyakkimaru actually missing his mom. He's certainly being very distressed by his mom's parting words, how she couldn't save him and whatnot. Although I'm not quite sure what direction his distress is in. Like, does he feel regret, or does he feel a sense of, how can I say it, of hatred or betrayal by his mom? Not really sure where exactly it falls within that spectrum, but I'm choosing to interpret it with a more positive spin here, right? And so yeah, I guess that's been the review of episode 13, and as I mentioned at the very beginning, for tomorrow or whenever this episode is going to drop, I will... Actually, what am I saying? When episode 14 of Dororo drops on Monday, I will not be able to do that episode because I will be on a business trip and overseas. So it will be delayed maybe 4 or 5 days. But I will get it before the next episode drops. And so at that time, I will finally be catching up in real time with you guys. So, my apologies still, but life is life. It is what it is. So, this has been Mavry from Musings of Mavry, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.